Radio Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining. Paying tribute to Soldier Love. Pamamonya hip hop. A young talent taken away too soon, too young. This is one promising young man who died before his time. Soldier Love and all his fans, including myself. I loved this young man. Thank you so much for joining. Leader Barbara, Soldier Love, gone too soon.
Yes. Thank you so much, Chief. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Zimbabwe, from wherever you are. We are happy to be with you. Ndichifamba zvangu na Chief Shoshe tichitevenera tiri paZim nepachange radio. Tinoti nematambudziko kumhuri yekwaSoldier Love. You know what, Chief? Inini, this guy, ndandisina basa nemasongs ake, but paakashaya so ndakaenda kumasongs ake ndikandoteerera masongs ake ese. And what I noticed about this guy, masongs ake ese aisiririsa aimba nezvelife yake. He lived a very miserable life if you listen to his songs, because there was someone who is close to him who was telling me about how he grew up, akashakirwa namai wake, and so that person even said kuti akamboita street kid. Zvese izvi ndanga ndisingazvizivi, Chief, but you know, it's so painful kuti paanga kubluma seruwa akubudawo mumatambudziko akakura ari akutodrivewo maX5, Chief. Mwari wavha wamutora, and we are not saying kuti mwari wakanganisa, but we know kuti God only takes the best, and God's time is the best. So we feel kuti it was God's time, but zvinorwadza tatorerwa. He was young and promising talent. He was a promising singer, musician, Chief. Tinoti nematambudziko kumhuri yeZimbabwe, nematambudziko kuma youth ese eZimbabwe. He was a youth. Tinoti nematambudziko kune mhuri yekwaSoldier Love. Thank you, Chief.
Hanzi Soldier Love achisi chinhu zvinhu, makomborero haruzivishwi achisi chinhu zvinhu, Alan Moyo achisi chinhu zvinhu, mayouth ese muZimbabwe asisi zvinhu, achisi chinhu asi kuti zvinhu. That's something that I will live with, and I will move on and start talking about these two young men. You know, Soldier Love was singing. I know one of his songs, he was singing about the youth in Zimbabwe. But we are seeing these youth in Zimbabwe, their youth being taken away, being, grabbed away from them. This is not what they envisaged when they were growing up. If you know the words, lead Barbara, what Makomborero has done for the youth and for the struggle in Zimbabwe. This young man, he has done so much. Alone, sometimes he has done demonstrations on his own. And every time he's he's not talking about himself. He's talking about what's going on in the country, representing the youth, talking about the youth, talking about the issues that are affecting Zimbabweans. And now he's arrested. I don't know how many times Makomborero has been arrested. I've interviewed him several times. I think the other time he was telling me that he has been arrested 10 times. For what? For telling the truth. Barbara, there's something that happened a day before Makomborero was arrested. Someone told me in Zimbabwe, in Harare, that today Alan Moyo is going to be released. Now that they've arrested Makomborero, they are going to give bail to Alan Moyo. I don't know what that meant. So are these arrests planned? Are these arrests deliberate? Because I wanted to write it on my Twitter handle. I just didn't believe that person. But surely Alan Moyo was given bail, and Makomborero was closed in. So is this a ploy by the government to just arrest any youth that speaks out? And also a ploy to keep people like Chief Soshe, to keep people like Barbara, to keep people that talk about the situation in Zimbabwe busy. Yes, they will keep us busy by talking about them, and we will not stop talking about Makomborero, we will not stop talking about Alan Moyo, we will not stop talking about any of the youth that they are going to arrest. But it doesn't mean that we are diverted or we lose our focus or we move away from our focus on the struggle. We'll be fighting for these guys, and at the same time, we'll be fighting for things that matter in Zimbabwe. Barbara, mwana anorwadza Makomborero.
Oh yes, Chief. I think what this government is trying to do is trying to keep us busy in the courts. Every now and then we'll be going to courts, we'll be issuing solidarity speeches, solidarity messages, maybe fundraising for food, for PPEs, but and they want us to forget about the main issues. The main issues that are prevailing in the country, the corruption, the looting that is happening. But what we are saying, Chief, is Isusu will remain focused. We will fight for these guys, boys. We will fight for everyone. We will fight for every Zimbabwean who is incarcerated by this evil regime. But at the same time, we also fight the regime. Atinete, Chief, tine maoko akawandisa Sterek. We can fight with 10 hands at the same time. We can fight 10 issues at the same time. This will not divert us. It will not change us. We will keep on fighting. We keep on taking the government to account for each and every move or for each and every decision that they take. Remember, there's also this issue, Dagie Pollard. They want kuti tichifaita faitira wana mako ivo varada kuita zvepollard zvavo zvakambotaurwa naDhagi kuti pollard haishandi. They now want to unite and pass decisions zvavo zvisina kana nebasa rese. So we are saying kuti isusu energy yacho tinayo, we are young and energetic. We've got my youth that are also energetic. We've got the rest of the Zimbabweans that are energetic. We are going to fight tooth and nail. We are not going to deter. The issue ya Marco inorwadza. Same near Alan. Of course, Marco has been arrested for so many times. I love this guy, Chief. He's brave. He's a leader by excellence. His bravery reminds me of Morgan Changirai. Marco is brave. We are going to fight. We are going to fight for his bail. We know that Hana Mosha eventually you'll be freed. And Achaboda D will be discharged without any criminal charges. We know that they've laid so many charges against Marco, but we are saying that Marco is not a criminal. Marco did not commit any crime. Marco is innocent. I will fight until he is free. #free Marco. Marco is not a criminal, Chief.
He's a victim. He's a victim of this system. There are people here that are saying they want to see Barbara. Hands and squares or more than a picture. Magaisa for chief. But I'm not going to oh, you Barbara. Shiona. Musa Zongoita, wamo hard, jet. Uyo Barbara, muda go. But anyway, regarding Bombera, Mkanya Panapa, Paita chief wakuru chief sosho vari kuona vari pano vari pawedzapo geni boyomera mukanya makadi mukanya hanzi my junior chief I'm watching you good work mukoma wangu
atiti tribalism pano
takutomboita zvakamukanya pano takutomboita zvana mukanya but yes, you know, we have to fight for Marco. We have to make as much noise. And, you know, the reason why, Barbara, why Alan Moyo stayed in jail as long as he stayed, 70 days in jail, it was because people were not making noise. You know, vanhu vezanu vanoita kunge shiri, you know, mukaita noise, vanoita shiri dziya dzauya kuzodya chibage kana kuti dzauya kuzodya mhunga. Mukaita noise vanotiza vese amaone Mnangagwa ndosaka akatiza paya kutobuda nemunyika vanototya vanhu. The moment people started making lots of noise, they released Alan Moyo. So now let's start now. Let's not even leave it until late for Marco. This boy doesn't deserve to be inside. He has not committed any crime. Can you hear what they are saying? What they are talking about? Kidnapping charges. Kidnapping simply because you went to close a gate and locked a gate for you know for those people, and he gets arrested for that. When did that happen? 4 or 5 months ago. Marco has been roaming the streets every day. They'd never arrested him.
Yes, our
Only to
viewers
arrest
and
him
listeners,
now.
we are
Kidnapping
leaving
charges. Which
Chief Sose
kidnapping?
there.
Yeah? Go ahead. Go ahead, Barbara. Looks like Barbara is frozen. Can you hear me, Barbara? Anyway, looks like there's something wrong with your phone there or your device. But that is what is going on. Marco was arrested, and the charges. You might have to log back in, Barbara. The charges are kidnapping. He was trying to kidnap. He never kidnapped anyone. We know people that kidnap. We know people that do that kind of work. You talk to Muda, security minister wenyu wema-CIO, ndiye anoziva kuti kuno kidnapwa sei, kuno abductwa sei. Makomborero Haruzivishe doesn't know how to kidnap. He doesn't have the skills. He doesn't have the resources. He doesn't even have the capacity to kidnap anyone. It's laughable. The charges that they are laying against Makomborero are laughable. He wanted to kidnap. He locked some people in the gate. So, protecting abductors, protecting the people that abducted Tawanda Mcheyiwa. That's what the state is doing right now. But anyway, let's move on. People know about it. You already know about it. I spoke about Mohadi yesterday. And tell you what, I was receiving phone calls. I received 2 threatening messages yesterday. Why are you talking about Mohadi like that? Who told you that those
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Morning, sir.
Morning, my wife.
I'm not playing that. I'm tired of playing that. But I was getting threats yesterday. Anzuka dzoka kumusha. iwewe unozviti chief, iwewe ukadzoka kumusha takakugadzirira jeri rako rakapfuura ratakaisa job scar nahopo ching'ono, simply because I talked about what is in the public arena. Hanzi mwana wao uri kupurisa pamapicture wamuburisirei. The context in which I published that, the context in which I put that picture there was inini, and any parent would not allow any young child, whether that daughter, that child is his daughter or his niece, it's neither here nor there. The context in which I published that was just to show people that you cannot trust, you cannot entrust a young girl, a young child with a person like Mohadi. You can't do that. It will not work. I mean, it's suicidal. I wouldn't leave my child. I wouldn't leave my daughter. I have daughters. So this thing affects me. If I see young children, young women, young girls being taken advantage of like that. So all I was saying was, not that I'm trying to justify myself. I don't even need to justify myself. These people are wrong. These people are bad, very bad, you know. So what if something is wrong? What have they done? You have seen them putting pictures of President Chamisa from Norway. They fabricate lies. They accuse someone of raping someone, a non-existent person. Headlines. Kwese ma headlines anenge atozara. And President Chamisa wakarepa. Akarepa ani. Girlfriend yamuliswa yoiswa hapo. Pakutanga kuiswa ma picture of President Chamisa. And then people start talking about why are you talking about Mohadi? Are those audios authentic? I don't care whether they're authentic or not. What I know is that voice belongs to Mohadi. The court of public opinion has already passed its verdict, and they've already said, this is Mohadi speaking, and that's what I go with. Iye kana achida kuzvidefenda ngawe azvidefende. Iye kana achida kuzvidefenda ngaaise statement azvidefende. Some people are in a boxing match. Boxing match. Vari boxing. Vana Kilimanjaro. Vanorovana vari boxing ring. Mune ma rules. I'm not in a boxing ring. I'm not doing any boxing with anyone with ZANU PF. Tiri pahondo. Pahondo hapana ma rules. Hapana ma rules. Wabata chimuta arova. Wabata domba arova. Street fighting. Aina mtemo, aina ma rules. Saka musataure zvekuti hanzi we are being unethical nekuya tichitaura nyaya yaMohadi because it's not proven. Proven by who? It's proven by the people of Zimbabwe. Takazviona voice raMohadi hapana asingarinzwi. He's a public figure. We know him. Kana paine chikiribidi chakaitika, kana paine technology yakashanda, that's not for us to defend him. And that's not for us to spare him. That man is guilty. I'm not talking about the law. I'm not talking about any proper law. I'm talking about the law yekumbare, law yekuware mpaki maraini kwedu. Ndo mtemo wandu kutaura iwoyo. This man is abusing, not using. He is abusing women. Abusing girls. Taking advantage of girls. And the women's rights are quiet. Nobody's talking about it. If you notice something, even the newspapers in Zimbabwe are quiet. They've been gagged. They're afraid. They can't talk about it. But we will talk about it. Tinozvitaura. And we are going to keep talking. That man doesn't deserve to be in an office. He deserves to be in Chikurubi. Kunama Akoko, that's where that man belongs. He doesn't deserve to be in that office because he's abusing that office. And tutaura zvemutemo. Saka uchindikotera constitution kuti hapana mutemo unomusunga naye. Kwandiri inini, in my own opinion, he is abusing his office kana achiita ma dates ake achinoti hande tinorara kuoffice. Makamunzwa achitaura ino. Aitaura hande tinorara kuofisi. You know. Hande torara kuofisi. Chii ichocho? Murume mukuru. Seriously. I'm talking from the moral side of this. I'm not talking from the legal side of it. The morality of it. Kuti munhu mukuru akaita seuya, you know, more than 70 years. Unotandanisa vakadzi vatatu at the same time. Those are the ones that we know. What of those that we don't know? Taiti isusu munhu mukuru must be exemplary. So that vana vadiki vaone chekutaura, vaone chekudzidza. What do you learn from Mohad? Barbara, what do you learn from Mohad? Is it sending any message, good message that our children, our young brothers can take from him?
You know, it's so disgusting, Chief, to hear such news. The VP of the nation, the vice president of the country, and the vice president of the ruling party being caught in this entanglement. You know, it's as now Unu, Chief. That's why I said previously, Kuti. These people, they are old. They are old. They've been in the office since 1980, Chief, and up to today they are still in the office. So they are in time yao yokuti wange vari muoffice yakatopfuura, Chief. They should have retired. You know, there is a law which says that every Zimbabwean worker must retire at 65 years. And most of the workers, they retire at 60 years. But NASA, retire one at 65. But most pensions, they retire people at 60 years. And how old is Mohad, Chief? You know, this is the problem that we're having with our country. The inconsistency of the laws. The animal farm scenario where some animals are said to be equal than others. They promulgate laws that they don't follow. Who is supposed to retire at 65? If you see the judges when they retire, you find kuti vanenge vachida kungoramba vachingowedzerwa makore. Why? Because these judges that are there, they are so rigid. They avakwanisi kuti wabhende, because they are looking at fattening their pockets. If we have young judges, and my young judges will be having zeal, they'll be wanting to produce, they'll be wanting to save their nation. Vanenge vachida kuzviratidza kuti zvavakadzidza kuchikoro zviya vari kuzvigona here. Vanenge vachida kuita implement what they learned, the theory that they learned at school. They'll be wanting to put it into practice. But these old madalas, they've got nothing to offer. They want nothing to declare, Chief. They've got nothing new to offer. That's the reason why they are doing this, Chief. Avatorina basa, you know, they don't even care. You think Mohad cares, Chief? He doesn't even give a damn. Atombooni kuti chii chakaipa, ari kutozvibhiga kutozviti ndiri murume, hanzi ndamwa 2 cups. What for? What for? Murume mukuru kuita zvinhu zvinonyadzisa kudaro. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting, really.
Barbara,
it's not even Mohad Yega, Chief. Even you remember, even Chiwenga also is doing the same. Even the president akamhanyiswa mumagwere, president wenyika kumhanyiswa mumagwere achimhanyiswa nenyaya yemagirlfriends again. So we are having 3 old people who are clueless, who doesn't even have anything to offer. That's why you are seeing them. They are busy humanizing, and they are busy abuse women.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Morning, sir.
Morning, my wife.
How are
Am I clear, Chief?
Yes, you are. Sorry, yeah, I think
Yes, I'm saying maybe most people might want to blame the women as well. Let me tell you something, Chief. These women are my subordinates, Amohad. Look at the age difference. And I think these women, pane pauri kutoiswa pakona, kuti kana wakasandida, chakati handichiiti, kana wakasandida, I'm not going to do this. We know it from time immemorial. That's why even Paul Matawire had to sing Tanga Wandida Love First. This is happening. Women are being abused, Chief, in offices. Women are being abused everywhere.
Barbara,
because
okay.
Women are powerless.
Hold on a second.
Women are not empowered. So men would want to take advantage of these women.
Hold on a second. I want you to talk about that and more after the short break that we are going to take here. We are live on Change Radio. We are live on Zimai Facebook. We are live on Zimai YouTube. And we are also live on other pages. So for the purposes of our listeners on Change Radio, we're just going to play a shorter advert here, 30 seconds, and then we'll be right back. Leader Barbara, I want you to talk about the women. You are a woman yourself, and you are a trade unionist. These people are workers. They are working with Mohadi. I just want you to talk about that from, the perspective of a trade unionist and as a feminist. I know you're a very big feminist. And I also want you to tell us where are the women rights organizations? You know most of them, you've worked with them. Why are they quiet? And why is the media in Zimbabwe quiet about this big issue? Dangeri kunoku nyaya yange singabvi pa CNN maisvotwa nayo maaudios yo aya maisvotwa nawo achidzokorodzwa achianalyzwa zve pa CNN. Munhu anopedzera aresigna ega. Ndozvatoda kuti Mohadi aite. But ngatiende kuma Orange. 2 minutes, 2 seconds.
Welcome to Change Radio, the people's radio, changing lives, communities, and changing ideas.
Tune in to Change Radio, Ndebele News, English News, Shona News, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Change Radio also brings programs like
political trends, Padare na Mambo Social,
gender issues. Don't miss out on our drive time programs, Sunday Gospel Bash, and Sunday Prayers for Zimbabwe, Rural Voices, sports, and entertainment programs. It's a buffet time with Change Radio.
Like us on Twitter at Change Radio. Follow us on our Facebook page, Change Radio Zimbabwe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Change Radio Zimbabwe. For more details, visit our website, www.changeradiozimbabwe.com.
Well, this is Padarina Chief Shoshe, and we are here. That's what the advert is talking about. And of course, other programs that are broadcasted on Change Radio, you heard most of them there. Back to you, Barbara. Tell us what's going on with Mohadi. He works with these people. They work with him. Are there no labor rules that are being broken there? And where are the women's rights organizations?
Definitely they are, Chief. Before I talk about these laws, Chief. You said you just played a very nice jingle there for Change Radio, and you advertised yourself to say no padari pacho na mambo, Chief. Also, I would want to tell our viewers and listeners kuti vane gender issues ndekuno. I'm the one who is in charge with the gender issues program. So I'm inviting, please, ndibate, wanema gender issues, Ndebele, Shona, English, please come to my inbox, let's chat. If you know
you just
something,
muted
especially
yourself.
this COVID, during this COVID, Chief, we are seeing so many cases of gender-based violence because
Barbara just muted herself. I know she will come back. She was about to tell us from the a trade union, perspective as a trade unionist, how this all plays out. The young women, the young lady. We know that The other lady is a CIO. She works in Kembo Mahadi's office. And also the other young lady also works in his office as well. It looks like office yese ndevake, you know. The other guy is also works in his office. This is just headbreaking, you know. Zvinongorwadza also kuti, you know, munhu wauri kuti boss wako apa ari kutora mukadzi wako, ari kurana naye, anofona paanodira makagara nemukadzi wako mumba. I mean, I'm talking as a father here, ane vana vadiki, you know. Wotaurawo futi semunhu ane mudzimai, unongochiti chii, what is that? Mudzimai wako ari kutaura nemumwe murume pafoni, ari kutotaura kuti now you are fixing it. Kuzvidza murume wawe naye, that's so wrong. That's so wrong. And you can imagine why those women are doing it. Zvinhu zvakaoma kuZimbabwe. People can blame them all they want, but I'm not even going to point a finger at those women. Zvinhu zvakaoma kuZimbabwe, zvakaomeswa nemadhara ewaya. Kumba kune kusina kana chinhu. Can you imagine? You heard that other lady talking. Haasi kukumbira mari yekuenda kunoiswa Brazilian. Haasi kukumbira mari yekuenda kunotenga hembe, yekuenda kushopping kana kuenda kuholiday. Ari kukumbira mari yeround. Mana madhara anga anzwe tsitsi. Ari kukumbira mari yeround. Ine mari yeround yacho haisi kubuda futi. Kune zidhara racho. Mari yeround haisi kubuda. Barbara, munhu anga asikakumbire mari yekuenda kubugi kana kuenda uchiri kuiziva inonzi bugi here, hamuchaiziva kai, taiziva kuti takamboenda kubugi. Haasi kukumbira mari yekunogadzirwa musoro, ari kukumbira mari yeround, yekuti pamwe abatsirike mumba, atenge something, atenge property yemumba, but dhara riri kutotsika futi kuburisa mari yacho yeround. Vanhu vanogona varungozorwa mahara paya, because mudhara waya is visibly ill. I mean, we're not supposed to talk about the health status of people, but that man is visibly ill. Apa anenge achitoita zvake zvekutoti kana kondomu chairo harizive kuti unopfekwa sei, haana kana basa nazvo, anongoita zvakadaro. What kind of behavior is that? Vana vadiki vanozoita sei? What can they learn from him? But anyway, let's go back to what you are about to talk about from a trade unionist perspective and a women perspective.
Yes, it's very true, Chief. I was saying, I know most people would want to laugh at these women, to saying, mapenzi, what wasna kuramba. It's not easy when you are working in the same office with the vice president. One Chief, the one bodyguards, one puti, in those women. They are in the president's office. Mama CIOs, for that matter, imagine, Chief. So this is a boss subordinate relationship, and it's wrong. Whether mukadzi ari wrong kana kuti the VP was supposed, Mohadi wachona was supposed to know kuti a subordinate ainyengwi, ndiye aka-advance subordinate ainyengwi. If we go to our Labor Act, Chief, it states clearly the issues of sexual harassment. Do you know the sexual harassment yakaitwa naMohadi? The Labor Act speaks to sexual harassment. It's a crime. It attracts both imprisonment kana kuti ne fine. But isusu nokuona kuti no. The Labor Act was crafted by the majority of the people that crafted the Labor Act were men. So there were some gaps that were there, Chief. So we looked into those gaps and we went further. We said, okay, fair and fine. The Labor Act is at national level. So we advocated and lobbied for sexual harassment at work to be an international issue. So there is a convention, the International Labour Organization. There is a convention now that speaks to this harassment at the workplace. And describe harassment at the workplace entail chi. So I happened to be one of the participants at the International Labour Conference in Geneva in 2018. I participated in that when we were teaching tichikurafta mutemo wachona. It was not easy, Chief. The governments were reluctant. They didn't want some of the issues to be taken into the convention. But we fought, tikaimba, tikaita demonstrations with Geneva, and until they to give in. So we've got a convention now that is there. Some countries have ratified the convention. Zimbabwe is still to ratify that convention. What do we mean by ratifying the convention? Ratifying the convention kuti wapo mutemo internationally unosunga vanhu vanoita sexual harassment. So this law, it has to be ratified in Zimbabwe so that it becomes law. Yopinda mu constitution, yopinda mu Labour Act. The Labour Act has to be amended. The constitution has to be amended. But knowing our people, knowing the kind of the society that you are living in, Zimbabwe is a patriarchal society that is dominated by men, and they know that this mutemo is going to affect men more than is going to affect women. So they are reluctant to sign this convention, to ratify it actually, Chief. But I know one day zvichaitika, because takatatoona kuti Labour Act yachona haina zvainotibatsira. Women are being sexual harassed kumabasa chaiko, mukadzi aneti achishanda. We see some of the things vanhu vanotoisa pama WhatsApp as jokes, munhu achirohwa magaro, Chief. And I've always said kuti hazvisekesi, this is sexual harassment. You can't post such a video and you think that it's a joke. It's not a joke. We have to speak out. Even men have to speak out. We know that there are also men that are being harassed by lady bosses. But ukatarisa ratio yachona, Chief, haina kukura fanike ratio yemadzimai. So we are saying that these women are victims. Mohad must be fired because he does sexual harassment, Chief.
That's very much on point there. And thank you so much for the in-depth explanation from the labor perspective. Indeed, this man needs to be fired or resign, but we know that he's selfish like that. He will not resign himself. And we also know that he will not be fired because the president himself, the so-called president, or the ZANU-PF president, Emmerson Mnangagwa, is also one of the molesters. He is also one of the sexual predators. He does the same thing. Someone was telling me that this is unconfirmed. I'm not talking about that. But all I'm just saying is this man, he doesn't have the capacity to fire anyone. He doesn't have the locus standi to fire anyone because he himself is guilty of the same things. We know of the Chipinge young lady, one of the Chipinge beauties. She's only 24 years of age, and he was married. She was married. That's not love. It's not love. You can't call that love. A 24-year-old and an 80-year-old, a 22-year-old and a 72-year-old. Don't come and tell me that it's love. Because there are some people, and women for that matter, this is what makes me mad, Barbara, that there are some even women who are saying it was consensual. Though those women were doing it, vachida voga, and they were, these people is showing that they are in a relationship. Yes, they are in a relationship. But what kind of a relationship is that? Do you want your child, your daughter, to be involved with a 75-year-old, octogenarian, or a 90-year-old ninogenarian? Do you want that? I wouldn't want my child to go through such torture. It's torture. Barbara, you know what I'm talking about. It's torture. Yes. It's not only the power that they have, bodyguards, the power that comes with their positions. They're also using the money that they have, the money that they are looting from Zimbabweans to lure desperate young women, desperate girls, into those awkward positions. It's not by choice that they are doing that. If you're going to ask those ladies, those girls, they'll be telling you that ndozviita sei, it's either ndinodzingwa basa kana kuti kumba kwacho handina chi, hakuna kana cheuviri, ndikutoitira kuti mhuri ita sei irarane. So this is just so wrong. It's wrong by any means that you look at it. You look at it from the legal side. You look at it from, you just heard what Barbara was talking about here. That's partly the legal side. He is not supposed to be doing that. And this must be condemned by any Zimbabwean, by every Zimbabwean.
The other thing, Chief, is ukaterera those audios, both of them, if you listen very well, carefully at those audios, the way both women talk to Mohadi, Chief Anorwadza, it's so submissive. When you are talking to your lover, you talk with authority. You talk with authority. But those women, unazokuona kuti ane fiye, warukutaura ungati warukutaura na baba wao, linatile yini, li. In Ndebele, if you say li, you are talking to an old person. Linatile yini lokiani. It's like, it's pandaka aterera ma audios. Yeah, and I didn't laugh, Chief. I don't want to lie. I didn't laugh. Ndakanzwa pain. Pain.
Zvinotorwadza, and on a lighter note, let me tell you why we are called Anasoshe, why our chieftainship is called Chief Soshe, and mkoma wangu aripanapa Mike anokudza kuti that's how that name came into being. Kwainzi vanhu vanenge vapara mhosva na Chief Soshe original, vanhu vanenge vapara mhosva vaiunzwa kudare, vatongwa vaonekwa vaine mhosva. Iva savakaita sana vatiri kutonga nhasi ana Mohadi, tiri kutovatonga kapadare pana. Tikavaona vaine mhosva yekuchochora vakadzi vevanhu nekuita zvese zvavanenge vachiita vana vevanhu, tinovagadzika padare papa panenge paine masvosve. Padare paChief Soshe paigara paine masvosve, mamwe maziomba aya ekuti unenge usina kupfeka, munhu anenge akashama achiruma masvosve pese kwese achirumwa ipapo, airidza mhere murume mukuru kana mukadzi mukuru aiswa ipapo. Ndozvatinoda kuvaita ana Mohadi vavava. Tovaisa padare paChief Soshe, vomborumwa nemasvosve, kurumwa mane masvosve kwese. Vasazviite futi. That's how we came to be called ana Chief Soshe. Ndopa zvakabvira ipapo. Saka ndokunoda kuendeswa Kembo Mohadi ikoko, because mutemo chaiwo kuRotten Row, mutemo muZimbabwe woku High Court haukwanisi kumubata. We have people in Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF leaders in Zimbabwe that cannot be convicted by an ordinary court of law. So what do? We convict them here. We convict them on the court of public opinion, and we bash them on the court of public opinion, and we condemn them on the court of public opinion. If we write letters, tinonyora matsamba kwese tichivakondemn, tichivaudza kuti ndo vanhu venyu vamuri kudhila navo ava. Zvavanotirambidza zviya kuita nePatriot Act yavo, tinge chitaura kuti these are the people you are dealing with. They are pedophiles. They are harassing and taking advantage of women. How dare you sit on the same table and say you are discussing business with people like this that do not respect the rights of other people, that do not respect the rights of the girl child, that do not respect the rights of women. How do you sit on a table, discussing business or an investment conference with people like that? It's degrading. I don't think they want to do that. It's tinotumira mapicture acho, tinotumira mavideos acho kwese ikoko varakashi vari pano. Zivai kuti tinotumira kuState Department. Masenators vanenge vatori nazvo, vanongoseka kuti what is this? Is this man called a vice president? But we will not stop doing that, and we will not stop talking about it. Nyaya iyoyo tichaitaura kusvika vanhu vaneta nayo, kusvika iye anzwa nayo, ati anozvinzwa, vanoudzwa vanenge varipo varakashi vake pano, vanouya vachiona vachimunza. And we'll keep talking. Today we're talking from another angle. We'll talk from another angle the other time. We'll bring in my lawyers. You know, he's messing around with the constitution of Zimbabwe. There is something constitutional that is breaking. There can't be anything right by what he's doing. Looks like I've lost Leader Barbara here, but anyway, we're getting to the end of our program. Suffice to say, this man, Kembo Mohadi, is the mumish of the week, if not the month, if not the year. Mumish, unoziva chipukupuku. Shona anoti chipukupuku, isipukupuku. Chipukupuku chokupedzisira. Ndiye munhu wokuti you shouldn't even respect him. Nobody should respect a man like him. He's not man enough. I'm embarrassed to be called a man in the same sentence with Mohadi, because that's not what real men do. Real men don't take advantage of young girls. Real men don't take advantage of women. They don't do that. They respect them. That's not what we are seeing from Kembo Mohadi. So today we want to confer a big honor to Kembo Mohadi. Congratulations, Mr. Kembo Mohadi. You have been declared you have been declared a national not a hero, a national hure. You have been declared a national hure. Kembo Mohadi. Vava vekuuya kuma-inbox, varakashi vekuuya kuma-inbox, muchitityisidzira, muchitithreatena. Hatitombozvityi, hatichatombozvivhunduki. Makanyora manewspaper, mukanyora mukati chief zvose vazoita sei, vada kupisa mabuilding, vakatumira mari dzechii. Hatichazvityi. You are trying to create stories where there are no stories. You're trying to drive some fear into us. Hatitombozvityi. Vamwe vakataurawo nerimwe gore zvikanzi uye kuno kumusha. Ndakaenda ndikanoregister, ndikaenda ndikadzokera futi ndikanovhota. Ndinodzoka futi kana nguva yakwana. Anyway, thank you, good people. But let's keep talking about this issue. We can't keep quiet. And I hope some journalists will begin to pick this up. Let's talk about this. Dayangari munhu opposition ipapa. Vaitoita ameno, mabiko chaiyo. Party, you know. Zvekuopposition vandoita zvekutsvaga, panenge pasina. Vandoita zvekutsvagiridza, kutsvaga kuti tomuti chii, tomuwanira papi. But evil, look at what they're doing. Abusing women, abusing girls. We can't allow something like that to happen. And those are not the leaders that we want. Hashtag, we need new leaders. Hashtag, we need new leaders. Thank you, Zimbabweans. We'll meet again tomorrow as we do news review, 9 o'clock, Zimbabwean time, same time. Take care. Thank you. God bless you.